Callaces. You are now listening to Growing Up Italian.
What's up, everybody? This is the Growing Up Italian podcast, and we have a special guest today, my friend Sal Callaces. What's up, Cugine?
What's up, cuz? Nothing much, Happy to be here with you.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
How's the Poconos treating you?
Forget about the Poconos. It's good and quiet, but when you do the commute from New York, back to the Poconos, it gets overwhelming, especially to the GW.
Cuz let me ask you something. You gotta give me an honest answer though.
Yeah.
How's the food over there? Cuz you have good fresh mozzarella over there? Or?
Nothing. The
Okay.
pizza's horrendous. No fresh mozzarella. The only fresh mozzarella you're gonna do is when you go to the supermarket and you go to the dairy and have been sitting in a bag for like 2 weeks.
With all the preservatives in it.
You ain't getting none of that fresh mozzarella. There's no real Italian delis up here. They got like, Vinny's Deli, with Boar's Head, but in reference to good Italian food, you got to cook it home or you're going to go to Olive Garden.
That's not fair. But is there at least one go-to place for you where you enjoy that you and your wife?
What? There was a place me and my wife went to. La Rita's, I can't remember the name, but they were Italian. And I noticed like 2 months ago, they closed down, I guess from COVID. But it was like an Italian place that you would go and they're only open for dinner, from like
they open
3
at
to
4
7.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, and that's it. 8, 9 o'clock's last calling and they're done.
So how long have you and your wife been living in the Poconos?
2017.
Okay, so like 4 years.
Yeah.
And where are you guys both originally from?
So I'm from New York. I'm originally from Brooklyn, Queens.
Uh-huh.
And she was born and raised in the Bronx, lived down in Puerto Rico since she was about 10 years old. And then she came back to New York when she was 18, 19.
All right, so how did you guys meet?
Oh, forget about it. I don't know if I could talk about this, and people are going to listen in.
No, it's not a good story.
It's a great story for me, but for her, it's like, forget about it. But no, I was actually dating one of her cousin's friends. And
one of her cousin's friends. Oh my God, this is good.
I was in her cousin's house, and she apparently happened to appear. So when I seen her, I told her cousin, I'm like, who is that? She's like, oh no, that's my cousin. I'm like, no, hold on. She's more than a cousin. Like, you need to set me up. You need to introduce me to her. She was like, yeah, but you date my friend. You mess around. I said, no. I'm not worried about
so
you.
You went from the cousin's friend to the cousin's cousin.
Exactly. But the point is the cousin's friend, I knew it wasn't a long time thing. She was like 12 years older than me. I was young. I was like 20 years old. She was like, poof.
So you were cougar hunting?
Back then, yeah. Well, my oldest son, I got an 18-year-old. So I had him when I was 18, turning 19.
Okay.
And his mother's like 45 or whatever she is.
You don't mess around, cuz, huh?
No, now I don't mess around. Back then I did.
So how was Jennifer when you approach, or what did your cousin put in the word for you?
Oh no, so our cousin was like, hey, listen, this guy Sal's into you, and she didn't want nothing to do with me at all. So he knew me being young, tattoos, showing off, I'm gonna get this woman. I get any woman I want. Forget it. It's 1, 2, 3. So it took me a while. To actually, go on a date with her. It took probably 3, 4 months just to have her to say yeah.
That's when. Listen, sometimes a girl has to make you work to really.
I worked. And the best part is that what ended it with her cousin's friend that I was seeing. She said, "Can you buy me sneakers?" So that was just like that was the end of it. I'm like, "Here's your sneakers. Don't call me no more. Don't ever ask me to buy you sneakers."
Because it cost you a pair of sneakers to get rid of her.
He said, "Yep." And if listen, it cost me a pair of sneakers to get rid of her, and I'm still my wife today. So,
Because that's the best pair of sneakers you've ever bought.
oh, forget about it. And I still didn't want to buy sneakers so you can walk all over me. Get out of here.
What kind of sneakers were they? Do you
It
remember?
was probably Jordans.
Which one? Do you know?
$80 Jordans.
You don't remember which ones, do you?
Oh, I wish I did. I was so excited that she wanted the sneakers, so it gave me an excuse to tell her I'm done. That I don't even know the sneakers they want.
That's funny. So now, how long have you guys been married?
Yes, 10 years.
And you guys,
Listen, I'm not.
right? Two boys.
We got two boys together. Yeah.
So what I love about you guys, so if you guys don't follow Sal and Jennifer on TikTok, they're one of my favorite couples. They're always cracking jokes. They always, I mean, in the videos, it seems like you're the jealous type, like, oh, daddy said you can't wear that because guys look at you too much when she wears a TikTok pants. So,
yeah,
I know for the world, I was just curious, is that really true? Like, are you jealous? Or is it just for the content?
It's just for the content. Now, don't get me wrong. 12, 13 years ago, I might have been jealous. Like, I'm this regular white guy. I got a hot Latin woman. Like, yeah, all right. But at now, 17 years, I'm like, wear whatever you want. But the thing is, people that watch us really believe that I'm like really this controlling, jealous guy.
Yeah. That's the first thing I would think too, is like people are gonna be like, why are you letting your husband tell you what to wear?
I get so much backlash. Oh, leave him. Why are you with this guy? He's a narcissist. And I'm like, these comments are just so like crazy. And I don't respond. I'll just like read them and laugh and like, babe, look at this, look at this. These people are crazy. But we enjoy, I really enjoy doing what we do. And I enjoy in everything that we do, I actually produce it. So I come up with all the content.
You come up with all the ideas. I could tell.
Like all the pranks and stuff are really legitimate pranks though. Like that's not even.
Oh, so it's not like you say to her, babe, I'm gonna do this to you today.
No. Our pranks are not rehearsed. That's not rehearsed.
Okay.
But the skits, obviously, like I did the video with her changing when she was going to the barber shop. I think the video got like 6 million views or whatever.
Yeah, that was a big one. No, because that's a real thing. Like, you don't want your lady going to the barbershop.
But that's why I did it though. It's facts. It is a real thing. I know guys that own barbershops. I sit in a barbershop. When I get a haircut, I see how the barbers are when women walk in with kids and how they like this. They're cutting the kid's hair and they're like this. The next thing you know, they take their kid home and the father's like, why this guy's lines all crooked? That's because he was staring at your wife the whole time.
That's real stuff. So you said, you're Italian. Your wife's Latina. How's that like? Because being in a mixed relationship.
She's Dominican and Puerto Rican. You see, with me, I grew up around a lot of Hispanics, and that's all I ever dated. So, and that's how as a young age I started like learning Spanish, not Italian, which is weird because it's like you said, who you grew up around. Mm-hmm. But being with her, I noticed like, the family. How can I say it? I mean, I don't want to put it out there. It is what it is. I don't care because that's the way I feel. But the family, there's like animosity and jealousy towards her, like her family. Like, oh, Jen gets to live this lifestyle and, have a house and cars and we don't have none of this. And, it's hard, on her point of view. But at the same time, I tell, listen, at the end of the day, if they chose
it though, you didn't get it handed to you, right?
I work for it. And like I tell her, at the end of the day, if they chose the wrong person, that's not your fault, but thank God between my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, they're the best in-laws you could ever want to have. And I'll tell my mother-in-law, Mommy Johnny, you want to do a video? She says, I don't care. But she don't know what I'm going to say to her. but we just got such a strong bond that she'll curse me out, she'll respond in whatever way she wants, and people automatically see it as a disrespect, But a Latin household compared to like an Italian household, I couldn't do that to my mother. Like there's things like even like
What's the biggest? Because I feel like there's a lot of similarities too. When you got somebody that's not born in America, I think it's automatically very similar to certain things. Because like, look, my family, my mom and dad were both born in Italy, and when I see somebody else, like they could be born anywhere else, and there's certain things that are kind of true. Like
yeah,
about saving money, being cheap. Like there's certain things that like
yeah.
kind of like are similar, and there's certain things that were not similar. Do you have
Yeah.
any things that you're like super similar to, and then like super opposite?
I mean, in reference to like you want you're talking in reference to like mother-in-laws and like or just
Oh
in
yeah, well,
general.
it's an old Italian thing. It's good you get along with your mother-in-law, but like we always joke around that like the wife never likes the mother-in-law. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of like being
I'm a
a mama's
yeah.
boy and shit like that.
So you know what? Being that you bring that up, and I wasn't even gonna think that was a topic, but something my mother, because they go into it like you say, how Italian women are. So obviously, I had my first son with a Latin woman, and my mother was always her favorite. So when I got on my wife to this day, you know, Jen, when my mother first seen Jen, she would just brag about my son's mother, how such of a good mother she is, and how she loves her, and like just throw it in her face and rub it in. And my wife always had like like, all right, your mother don't gotta always tell me, I know she don't like me. I know she liked her better, but it's like a constant thing of her always saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And it got to the point that, I told my mother, Ma, every time you see her, you don't need to bring up my son's mother. She understands already. And then my wife, obviously she feels awkward, she feels uncomfortable, and it's right for her to feel that way, you know, because me, if it was vice versa, and her mother did that to me and said, "Oh, but I think your kid's father was better than Sal," me, I'll flip out. I'm like, listen, you know what? Pack your shit, get out, and see if your kid's father opens the door for you. But I'm not going to continue to hear the same thing. It's like abuse,
Yeah. I'll
you
get
know.
frustrated with that too.
But overall, like, that's probably my wife definitely has that notch, with my mother-in-law, 100%. I mean, with my mother.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of people are like that, man. I hear that story all the time. So let me ask you this question now, because since we're like on that whole topic, does anybody ever say to you that you don't look Italian because you have
All
like?
the time, all the time.
So what
They
do you
told
say
me,
to them?
you know what? It used to bother me when I was a kid, but now at 37, I don't care. I mean, it is at the end of the day, if I look Irish, I'm Irish, however I look, it's like if I speak to people over the phone, they're like, "Oh, where you from? You're New York, you're Italian, yeah." And they see me in person, they're like, "Well, you're not this big 6 foot big Italian guy, you look like a little Irish guy." And Conor McGregor and this guy and that guy and Chuck Liddell, when I used to have my head bald, but it don't bother me. I really like I'm like so big, like I know I'm Italian. I know my mother's from Sicily, you know, based off of what she had told me. I know my father's father was, born in Italy, you know, and the only mystery is my father's mother. No, like my mother always says she's Italian, but she might have something else. But in reference to it making me feel a different certain type of way, does it bother? 100% not, because I know what I am. Now, like you said, maybe do the ancestry test and really find it out. But even if it says, all right, so you're 3% German or Irish or Scottish, I'm still Italian.
We all come from something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with my mother my whole life,
Yeah.
you know. But nah,
Your
it don't
mother's
bother
off
me.
the boat. Your mother's off the boat. Came
I
here.
tell people I'm Spanish. You know, I'm messing
You
around.
speak perfect Spanish though.
Nah, I speak broken. It's like I do understand what I'm saying. I understand a lot, but like if like with people like a real like speaking it, like come from DR, come from Puerto Rico,
Or from
their
Spain.
accents,
Or
yeah,
from Spain.
it's so rough that I really can't understand. I'm like, hold on, slow down a little.
Yeah, you gotta, dissect it a little at a time.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, that's something that I don't care. Listen, I've been through so much growing up as a kid. You have no idea. People, have no idea. And sometimes I talk about it and put it out there, and that now as being 37 years old, for me to, make some little petty thing bother me, I I eat it. It's like I tell people, you can't hurt me. You can't hurt my feelings. I've been through so much as a kid growing up. My mom being like poverty, poor, collecting cans and bottles, having one pair of sneakers the whole year, sharing clothes with my brother and sister, things like that because my mother had it rough. So there's nothing that you can really say to me today that you can really hurt me and put me in depression or make me want to hurt myself or make me discouraged or anything like that. So, I really and one thing I always said I would never
Well,
live to my
social media makes you even tougher because of all the negative comments, like you're saying, is that, when people have something bad to say, especially when you're just creating content. Which brings me to a question that I think would be fun for maybe somebody that just started following you recently and hasn't seen your whole journey. But how exactly did you and Jen start doing this? Like, what was the moment where you're like, yo, let's record this, let's capture this because we're funny? Or was there anybody that said to you guys, like,
so
you guys should make a thing
so
because
I'm
you're
gonna tell you right now, me and Jen always been like this. Like we always like one thing with us, we never disrespect with each other with hands. Like we never like played fight. We never did none of that. And since 2017, my youngest, he'll run back and forth in the house all fucking day long. I'm like, what are you running? What are you doing? Well, I'm doing TikTok. So I'm a TikTok. All right. So a year goes by, year and a half goes by, 2 years go by, COVID hits. Now I'm stuck in the house with my wife, and she's like, "Oh, let's do a TikTok." I'm like, "Get the fuck out! I'm not doing this shit when I'm 2 years old." No, no, do it. So I'm like, you know what? All right, fuck it, let's do it. And our first video was like in March or April. Then I didn't do anything of 2020. Then I didn't do nothing for like a month, like a couple of weeks or whatever. And then we really got into it. And then
Was
we
there,
had a couple. Yeah,
but I was gonna say, was there one video that really went viral? Like
yes,
that made you
yes.
guys say, like, let's do this for real?
So one video, all right. So one video that really went viral was my 12-year-old. I did a skit with him. So it was May. This is when we really started doing TikToks. It was May. Had a company come out here, pour water into the pool. They filling up the pool, and it was freezing. It was May. The water was like 20 degrees. I'm like, Ethan, let's do a TikTok. He's like, all right. I said, listen, you're gonna jump in the pool and you're gonna ask me, and I'm gonna say no, you can't jump in, but then you're gonna jump in anyway. So he ended up jumping in anyway with all his clothes on. He came out the pool screaming, bugging out. I think the video went to like 4 million views in like a day and a half. And then we just started growing from there. But one thing with TikTok is that you move, you slow down. You move, you slow down. Like, it's
I
a
feel like
weird.
with TikTok, it don't matter how many followers you have.
Don't,
Like
don't.
if you have more followers, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get more views.
Let me tell you something. I know people that got 5, 6, 7, 8 million followers, and they've been on the app since it was I can't think of the name. It was another app. It was I can't think of the name, but people were verified on that app when TikTok took over, and they got millions of followers. And but you see, they'll get 80,000, 90,000 views, but you got 6, 7 million followers. And musically, that was the app, musically. So you got people at 30,000 followers verified, and they'll put up videos and they'll get 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Like people like, oh, y'all should get. I'm like, listen, I don't care about verification. That don't mean anything. My content's my content, no matter what I do. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care about being verified. I want the people that follow us to enjoy what we do. And I don't just want anybody to follow us just to follow us. Like, if you don't like what I'm doing, don't follow me. If you enjoy what I'm doing, follow me. You know, and what, like you said, it doesn't matter how many followers you got. If it's all about the algorithm. That's
Yeah,
what it's all
yeah,
about.
yeah,
You know, and if you're gonna move, you're gonna move. You're not. You got the best content, and your content won't move.
yeah. It
And
all
then
depends if you're hot or not.
you could do like a lame video and it'll move. Drama. People like drama.
Yeah, yeah. People no, and people like you said, there's certain to me the videos that really get the most views is when there's like two different opinions on it. Like when someone thinks it's funny, and then someone thinks like, wow, he's treating his wife like she can't
Yeah.
wear what she wants. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or you know what I mean? Like there has to be.
It got to be that. It got to be diverse. It got to be that people could understand like both sides of the story.
Yeah.
So like, you're sitting down with your wife, you're gonna be like, you know what, baby, he's right, and she's like, fuck no, he's not right. I'm going to the barbershop, whatever I want on. I got respect. I'm married. But then you're
Yeah.
like, men are still gonna be disrespectful.
Yeah.
So there's like so different, you know, like I always ball her with the food stuff. Like I'll just put the camera there, she won't know, and I'll just start talking shit while I'm
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
And then she'll
Let me
realize,
let me ask you though. Did you teach your wife how to make Sunday sauce?
so I did. She does know how to make sauce. She does.
It's good.
So, oh yeah, it's good. But I'm gonna tell you a funny story about this. So about a year, about not maybe when we had like 200,000 followers, she bragged to everybody how good her sauce was, better than mine. So I said, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick 6 people. You're gonna make sauce. I'm gonna make sauce. 6 jars. All 6 got milled out. Everybody got their sauce. Mine was the best to everybody. Now, one person said her sauce was better than mine. So I said, now, how do you feel? All right. So I actually just made my mom some sauce. I learned from my mother, my grandmother, you know. Now, I don't go and crush tomatoes and, you know, I do it with the puree and, you know, cook it for 2, 3 hours and the basil and the parsley and, you know, like people say, you put sugar. Yeah, I put sugar. You know, I put sugar. You know, I put olive oil, garlic,
A
fresh
lot of people
garlic,
put a little sugar for
the heartburn, for the acid reflux,
yeah, exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
But she makes a good sauce. Not better than me, you know, but she makes a good sauce.
You got that one on her.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
Sal,
but
what's next for you guys that you see like for you and Jen? What's the next move?
we wanted to focus on YouTube. You know, we want to focus on YouTube, but it's just too much. It's too much to have a camera guy. It's too much for me to do editing and work and create content. And dude, I got almost 3 acres of property. This is like an everyday job that I got to come out here and do something out here.
Cut the lawn,
Yeah,
whatever.
forget about it. It's just it's a madhouse. But you know, we want to do YouTube. You know, we on Triller. So I'll give you a quick story. So I'm sure you know freestyle music, obviously,
Yeah, of
right?
course. Yeah.
So guy follows me, guy Julio. He's like a up and coming new freestyle artist. He's actually pretty good.
New freestyle.
Like a newer generation, more or less.
Okay, okay.
Early 40s. So he's like, dude, like, and I don't really read messages. So he reached out to me a couple of times and I paid it no mind. And he was like, oh, dude, give me a call. I really got something good set up for you. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you know what? I'll give him a call. I give the guy a call. He's like, listen, I'm really close with Cynthia and da, 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 da. And, you know, George Lamont and all these people. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, listen, they got a big thing going on in Foxwoods, October 2nd. You know, I can get you backstage passes. I already spoke to Cynthia. She follows you guys. She loves you. And I'm like, yeah, like this guy's bullshit or whatever. So he three ways and gets on the call. And then I was on a call the other day for like an hour. And so October 2nd, she got me backstage passes to the freestyle concert in Foxwoods.
In Connecticut?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So she's like, listen, I want to do a video of you. I'll sit on your lap and sing Dream Boy to you and have
And
your
your
wife
wife
walk.
will, yeah, yeah,
Like,
that'd be funny.
so that's actually
Funny,
dope.
I sat down with Cynthia too.
Yeah.
I have an interview with her that I actually got to put out. You just reminded me.
But she's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
So she's like,
she's awesome.
so I'm actually happy because that's something like, see, I'm into that music, like this new generation stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't completely
You
know.
listen to the same freestyle music all the time?
Yeah, I listen to freestyle. Listen, like I like bachata. I like a lot of bachata and like old school stuff. I'm not this the new generation music. It don't. It's nothing for me. Like I'm not really. I mean, there'll be a couple of songs here and there, but I'm not. That's my wife tells me. She goes, when we have parties, you're not fucking DJing the 5 songs you only like, and that's it. And that's what I do. I just put freestyle greatest hits, and I'll keep it going.
That's it.
But the new generation, I'm not into none of that stuff. But I guess that's the wave with people, you know. But
Yeah.
I can't see myself 40 years old listening to like these up and coming artists. I can't think of their names, Little Dirk and whatever their names is, and just it's just I don't even understand what they're saying. You know, I don't get it. So I like the old stuff. Keep me in it, you know, late early 90s and early, you know, in the 2000s. But
Yeah.
the generation now, forget about it. My kids, I got no idea what's going on with this music now.
You know what's
But
funny is when you were growing up, people that were listening to that kind of music probably said the same thing though.
yeah, you're right.
You know? So
You're
I'm
right.
sure in 20 years, 30 years, your kids are gonna be saying the same things about the new music, you know?
Yeah, man, you know what? The kids always throw it in my face. Again with Anthony Santos. I'm like, get out of here, go. And my house is a madhouse, you know. I got a lot of kids. When all the boys come over, mine just 5 of them. It's
Yeah,
22, it's 17, it's 18, it's 12 and 7.
it's a lot of kids. You know,
And I wish,
big call for everybody.
yeah, 2 cars.
You
But
got 2 cars.
the oldest one got his own car, so he follows with the 2 youngest, you know, because it's too much, you know. But my 22-year-old, he lives in New York with his girlfriend, and my 18-year-old lives back at home with his mother in New York, in Brooklyn. So it's just me, Jen, the 2 little ones, and the 17-year-old, you know. And my 8-year-old, he's 8. He just turned 8. You know, he's gonna be 8 next month. The things this kid says, it's just unbelievable. And I'm like, Zay, you want to do videos? And he just don't want to do them. They so into looking at other people's things than actually like doing them himself.
That's the YouTube money right there, man. Like these little kids that open and review toys, that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
No, that's what my kids watch on YouTube. They watch Ryan and
Open up a pack of Pokemon cards.
yeah, unopening cards. Like that's where the fazools are, man. It's crazy.
You know what? I wish I can get them to do that, but they wouldn't do it. They'd rather watch, you know?
You gotta bribe them. You gotta be like, if you do this, I'll give you,
That's what I do. And what do you think? Every
work?
time a kid does a video, I gotta give him Robux. $20, $20. I can't do more than 3 videos a week with this kid. That's $60.
That's funny.
You know, and it's crazy though. It's crazy because and Zayden's so good though. He's so good, but he just don't want to do them.
You gotta keep pushing him, man.
He tells me, he goes, you're using me for clout. He's not even 8. I'm like,
That's
no,
funny.
fuck.
That's funny.
You know, I'm using it for clout.
He's not wrong though. You
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yo,
And
stop.
crazy.
I had a great time talking with you.
Of course.
For everybody, I'm gonna put in the description where you could follow him at. Him and his wife Jen are great. Sal, thank you. We're gonna talk very soon. All right.
I appreciate your time. You heard?
All right. Absolutely.
Growing up with Italians, baby. You heard?